All right, welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
And today we're going to talk about Gary's favorite subject.
We're going to talk about sourdough bread?
No, we're going to talk about your other favorite subject.
Oh,
Guitars.
Guitars, yeah.
Guitars. And 1970s classic sports cars.
Yes. Now we're talking. Yeah, so we were asking.
Only if they're orange, though.
Yes, I am a sucker for an orange 70s car.
I'm surprised you don't own like a 1971 orange Corvette yet.
It's a matter of time, I suppose.
Yes. Actually, so what year of that was that the second body style? Is that what that is? The C2 or is it C3?
No, it's C3.
So what year C3 would you want?
Well, Laura would want a 69, so that's fine.
Yeah, but I asked what you wanted, not what she wanted.
I don't care. 69, 70, 71, 72. Chrome bumper, I prefer.
In what color?
Oh, well, I do have a soft spot for the green, although orange is always my fallback color.
Sure.
But, yeah, I've owned a couple of cars in the past. One was a 68 Olds 442 that was it was painted in 1971 Olds color called Rally Red, which is a orange. Very red shade of orange. Think of your bottle of Tide on your washing machine.
Yes.
That color orange red. And I also had a 1972 Datsun 240Z, which was definitely orange.
It was a good-looking car.
Oh yeah, that was.
And have you regretted selling that car?
I had my fun with it. The only car I sold that I regret is my 1990 CRX SI.
Yeah,
that's the only one.
Barbados yellow.
Yeah, Y49 or whatever the color that was.
Okay, but no, we were talking about economics.
Oh yeah, oh silly me. What was I thinking? Yes. So there was we were asking folks for what they would like us to read on, and there was a couple of themes going on. One was about the future of the U.S. economy. One was on will the Supreme Court's uphold or reject Trump's tariff ability to levy tariff. Are we heading towards a depression? So those are all kind of the same things. And Trump was out on the news cycle late last week. We're recording this Sunday, August the 10th at about 2:30 in the afternoon. Trump was out there basically saying that, if the Supreme Court overturns his ability to levy tariffs, that it'll be 1929 all over again, and we'll be going down the deep depression.
So right now, this case is before an appeals court, because I believe the lower court said no, presidents don't get to do that. Yeah. So we go to the appeals court, who are probably going to say, no, the Constitution's pretty darn clear. The power of the purse is with Congress, not with the president. You can't levy tariffs as some part of an emergency act, which means it'll go up to the Supreme Court, where the 6 conservative justices have shown the ability to twist themselves into pretzels to support this guy in the past. And despite what would seem to be a rather plain reading of the Constitution, they will somehow try and accommodate him in some way, shape, or form. Right. If they hold true to character. Don't see any reason to grow a spine now.
Yes. So the Bill of the Branch did a little bit of a blurb on it.
Yeah.
Basically saying, Trump's just, he recognizes that this might not go his way. And he's trying to get out in front of it with this 1929 scare rhetoric. Because basically the tariffs have already done a lot of the damage that they're going to do.
Yeah.
What we're seeing is, a lot of our trading partners are starting to form different alliances. And
why would they trust the United States? Trump, tariffs are on again, off again, and the markets like stability. They get rid, if they trade all their stuff to China and Europe and none to the United States, guess what? All the drama goes away.
Yep.
And markets love that.
And the thing is, if the president has power of the tariffs, that it's just going to whipsaw. So who's going to get elected, and are we going to be under 100% tariffs or 0% tariffs, right?
Well, right now there's no adults in charge of this country.
Right. And so it's, and then the other thing is that once the Supreme Court, if it was to render a ruling saying that, no, you know what, it's the Constitution is pretty clear that it belongs with Congress, the markets will probably react positively to it because you're taking uncertainty out of the market, and the stock market always builds uncertainty into it. So it's if there's certainty, the market will move in a positive direction. It's uncertainty that causes it to sort of throttle back a little bit because people are hedging their bets.
Well, apparently, I don't know if you heard this, apparently Trump was adding a tariff to gold bars and gold bullion coming from Switzerland.
Why?
So, when there's economic uncertainty in the markets, where does the money go?
It goes to gold.
Goes to gold. So if you slap a 30 or 35% tariff on gold.
Oh, God.
I mean, talk about it. The other day in the twilight start, just as I was waking up, I wasn't fully awake, but I was just leaving the dream. I had a message. I actually sent this to Lena in an email. And the message I got was, he is trying to burn it all down. And nothing screams that more than taking like one of those few safe havens, which is gold, and then putting a tariff on it, because that's like, you don't even have that to jump onto to protect yourself. So it literally is like they're trying to crash everything so that they can put in Elon's Bitcoin.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Is, are they trying to go to
Trump currency as the new gold standard for the world? It literally screams grift in the biggest form possible. Why don't you go ahead and get started on that?
Well, I would, except that I've just gotten floofed.
Okay, let me pause while you address. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, Gary wanted to show evidence of floofing.
Yeah, here's the floof. Hey, what's going on there? Are you hungry still? And we're back.
Sorry, minor disasters happening around here.
So Trump basically, he's evoking 1929. The markets don't like uncertainty. When you say stuff like that,
and they sure don't like 1929. No, not in the fall months, anyways.
Well, yeah, at least up until October or so, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if that's going to spook the markets, but basically, the damage. I think we left it up with the damage has been done to our trading partners, and so let's take a look at how's the Supreme Court going to rule on tariffs?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter what this appeals court does, because it's going to the Supreme Court. And the appeals court, it's highly likely going to say, dude, no, the Constitution says Congress has powers of the purse. Well, I'm going to go to the Supreme Court, and they're going to rule for me because they're all my friends.
Yeah, it's pretty much how it's been. I'm not going to go in with a predetermined notion that the Supreme Court's going to actually interpret the Constitution.
Yeah, our only hope is that Harlan Crow and his buddies decide that, no, we don't want this either anymore.
Okay, so how's the Supreme Court going to rule on tariffs? Okay, King of Swords. Well,
sounds like they're going to rule.
Yeah, it's pretty black and white.
Yeah. Oh, you would say
the Nine of Swords. It's you got the anxiety and stress that a lot of sword energy. Yeah, it's about truth, and it's about what's just. And right now we've got this nightmare situation where Trump's trying to challenge and break everything. All the norms are trying to be broken. Underneath it, you got the Two of Cups. It's about agreements. It's about understanding. It's about sort of a balanced emotional energy to this.
That could be helpful.
Let's see.
Where's my phone?
in the past, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. So anything was open. It's like I said, I normally under a normal Supreme Court, under a normal presidency, this would be a slam dunk. We wouldn't even be fighting about this in the courts.
We wouldn't be having tariffs like this.
Yes, exactly. But here we are. Anything can happen. Current energy, the Six of Swords. Okay, so that's interesting. God, so much sword energy going on here. It's just wanting to basically move this thing along. We need to move this along. It's what we always say is, you're trying to go from rough waters to a calmer shore. But it's just, let's move this thing forward and let's get this off the docket. Knight of Pentacles. The overarching energy is the Knight of Pentacles, which is kind of sit back and look at this and study what this is all about. How much money are we talking here? What's he trying to do relative to the values of the nation and the Constitution? I'm almost expecting a Temperance card. The lesson to be learned is the Three of Cups. Don't celebrate too early, or it could be the three liberal justices are happy with the result.
Mm-hmm.
Outcome is the Four of Swords. They act in a contemplative way. They're going to take their time and they're going to assess it. Once again, I'm not just going to jump in and say, oh yeah, they're going to go with the Constitution. I think what it's going to come down to, it's going to come to a 5-4 decision, and it's going to be the tariffs are with Congress. That's kind of where I'm getting with it. It's either 3 or 4 people are going to say. I think this is going to be your 3 dissenters. Alito, Thomas, Gorsuch, Roberts, Gorsuch. Sorry. I think it's not going to be unanimous. I don't think. I think it's going to be like a 6-3 split, but I think it's going to go with the Democrats, if you will. It'll be upholding the Constitution.
How will the Republican be a Republican? The 6 conservative justices. They get that six of swords, which is trying to calm things down and smooth things out. Mm-hmm. Of the 6 justices that are conservatives, how do they end up voting on this? Because it's going to come to them.
Yeah.
Are they going to give him? Is this going to be a support Trump, reject Trump, or carve out? King of Cups. There's an emotional maturity, and there's a cross with the Queen of Wands. Thinking about the next actions. There's also that feminine energy. It's the boys versus the girls type of energy here. And underneath it all is the Lovers, a big reuniting. In the past, you got the 4 of Coins, holding on to things, holding on to values. Current situation is Judgment, them casting the judging. Knight of Wands, there's a plan going forward. Lesson to be learned is the Devil. Trump got us here. And what a nightmare situation. This doesn't help me. I think it's going to be the boys versus the girls on this one. To me, I think it's going to be 5-4, but it's going to be 5-4 passing, that they come up with some type of carve out, or I think they cave. There is no legal reason for them to cave, but there's a nightmare. There's an anxiety over here because of Trump. And I think it's boys versus girls on this one. So that would tell me 5-4 for the Supreme Court upholding whatever Trump wants to do whenever he wants to do it. I don't like that response, but that's just how I'm interpreting the cards right now. For those who say I'm biased, which I am, yeah, thanks, guys. I've got no faith in this Supreme Court. Just none.
Yeah, because that 4 of Swords I drew at the end, it could just be, there was 4 justices that thought it through.
Yep. And they're told to, don't worry your pretty little minds over this thing. We've got this. Mm-hmm. We'll write the opinion on it, and they will doom us to economic uncertainty until this gets changed.
And yeah, until there's somebody in office's last name doesn't rhyme with Trump, and then they realize that you can't give that much power to the executive branch.
Right.
What are we thinking? Okay, so how's the economy going to look in the next 6 months, or I guess after the Supreme Court ruling? What's the economy going to look like? High Priestess. Well, it's a secret. I won't tell you. It's divine feminine knowledge. The challenge, two of wands, just actions being taken that are going to impact the future. Make sure you're asking the right questions because it's going to impact your future. Energy underneath it is the moon. There's some confusion. There's not sure what the future holds for us. What's this economic future? It's going to be uncertain. A truth will be revealed, but right now it's being masked. In the past, justice, the Supreme Court ruled. Current energy, it made the oligarchs happy. Hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. I'm beginning to think, Dave, that this is kind of supporting what you were saying.
I don't know if that's oligarchs. That might be that to me is like Trump in front of his Supreme Court justices type thing.
Yeah. So, but how is the economy going to be doing?
The businessman got his way.
Yeah, he got what he wanted. Overarching energy is the Knight of Pentacles. It's like the market's on pause. It's like everyone's holding their breath and looking to see what happens from this.
Right.
You see, part of this is a lot of the trading partners or other countries, they're sort of stalling on negotiating tariffs because they understand that Trump, this ability to levy tariffs may be taken away from Trump. And if they just wait long enough, they can outwait him.
Right, exactly.
And that's probably what that is.
Because they understand the law better than many, that there's no way the Supreme Court should rule the way I think they're going to rule, which is exactly the opposite of the Constitution.
Right. The lesson to be learned is the Page of Wands. There's a new messaging that's going to be going forth. And the outcome is the Nine of Pentacles. And it's going to reap benefits. I don't know if it's going to be just benefiting wealthy people, but people will be enjoying the finer things in life. So how is the economy going to be? It looks like the economy is going to be okay at the end of it. There's going to be some confusion going on about this. We might not, people are going to sort of sit back and observe, but I think ultimately everything is going to be fine.
That's if you're reading those cards upright.
That's if you're reading them upright.
If you're reading them upside down,
then I'm in Australia. I'm in the Southern Hemisphere.
I wish you were in Australia. I think there will certainly be unintended consequences that will come if the Supreme Court upholds the president's ability to do this. There will be unintended consequences that impact the U.S. economy. Yeah. Right now, I know oligarchs are not happy because they're messing with Trump is messing with their money in an unpredictable way. How will U.S. oligarchs react if the Supreme Court supports Trump's tariff authority?
Basically on their ruling, right?
Judgment, call to action, star card, Queen of Pentacles, the Moon card, Four of Swords. Am I really getting anything on that? It's just kind of like they sit back and we'll see what happens. It's kind of, they might park their money for a little bit because they're uncertain of the future.
Yeah.
They'll figure out a way that they'll be fine. American oligarchs will be fine because they got plenty of money.
I was so worried about them.
They are concerned because they don't know how to continue making money when things are uncertain. So things may go quiet for a while on their front.
how will the other 98% of us do? How is it for the rest of us? Those of us that don't have super yachts and all that other stuff. It totally depends. Wheel of Fortune is the foundation. You have a choice. The truth is out there. This is what you supported. Magician, but there could be something to manifest from this, and actions that'll be taken for the future if you take high or low vibration energies. This is, I think, Tarot's way of saying it depends.
There could be a movement that forms out of this because of that.
Yeah.
A growing movement.
Yeah, the magician.
Presidents don't get, presidents and Congress people don't get reelected when the economy's bad.
Yeah, that's true.
They get punished for it.
This one doesn't get reelected anyways, but it's more Congress will have to pay the price of it.
Yeah. Good thing we're going to get a $200 million ballroom added on to the White House. And that money that was like the money saved from not doing cancer research for children. Because nothing screams American values like a gold gilt-plated ballroom that nobody would use versus cancer research on children that helps everybody who has children, grandchildren, or great-grandchildren that could be impacted by cancer.
Yeah,
how do you even compare?
Talk about smacking in the 20s.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, there only one class matters, and everybody else can go pound sand.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah, the optics of that are not good.
Oh well, I guess you and I are going to learn about like reusing socks and milk cartons and collecting scrap metal and rubber from tires.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. All right, well that's what I got there.
Yeah, what a lovely uplifting message we had for everybody today.
I know.
Maybe the secret cards will help out better.
Oh God, I hope so.
Thank you very much for watching this video, support our channel. We appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. If you don't hit the bell, you won't get notified. If you hit the bell, it'll wake you up at midnight to let you know that we just dropped a new video on you.
Unless you have your phone on Do Not Disturb, in which case the notification will be there, but it won't flash your screen bright and light up the whole room, waking up the cat, who will then want crunchy kibbles.
Exactly. And let's give a couple of shout-outs today. How's that sound?
Sounds lovely.
So let's see. How about a shout-out to Rebecca Edenfield?
Get the King of Cups.
She wished our mom a happy 90th birthday. She said her mother made it through 95.
Huh. Look at that.
And then we've got Archangel's White Light. Who also wished our mom a happy birthday.
Look at that Queen of Swords. Yeah. Queen of Wands, excuse me.
And then we'll wrap it up with Raymond Di Pasquale. Hey, paisano.
With his Italian gecko.
And then a card for the rest of us. Yes. The Seven of Swords. Don't let them steal your joy.
Yeah, like this reading did.
Yeah, exactly.
The eternal optimism from this reading.
Oh, God. Yeah, no kidding, right?
All right. Anyways, thank you everyone for watching this video. That's today's energy. Tomorrow's energy may be completely different. Knock on wood. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
Bye.